Namaskar. What a display of beautiful football by Indian men's team against Iraq in the Kings Cup 2023. Before the match, the fans were anxious how Iraq might humiliate our team. But after the match, the same fans were disappointed how we did not win the match against them even when we were leading 2 times in the 90 minutes. 2023 will be a groundbreaking rule for Indian football and maybe the start of the golden period. But we should not jinx it right now. We have to let our team perform and showcase the same level of football consistently for few more months, if not years. Then we would be in a position to be sure that this is not just a fluke. Our Indian football has indeed progressed. In this video, let us talk about our game against Iraq, who is the Arabian Gulf Cup champion, and yes, they have FIFA ranking of 70 while India is at 99. Iraqi players surely were overconfident, but our boys surprised them with some good tactics and prevented them from playing their usual style of football. Consequently, there were doubts among the fans if Iraq have fielded their first team. They indeed played their first team, no doubt, and yet struggled against India. That's a good sign. We had never demonstrated such fearless football against a high-quality team like Iraq before. Despite not having a good training camp, our players have maintained their comfort level with each other. This can be attributed to their participation in the Durand Cup as well as the extensive training camps leading up to the SAF and the Intercontinental Cups early in this year. Just imagine the potential improvements we were to have if we had longer camps of few weeks instead of just couple of days. This team and coach Igor Stimac could have shown some real magic. Hope we get longer camps in future and our domestic leagues are more planned so that the clubs will have no problem releasing their players for the national duty. Although Coach Stimac said that the Durand Cup and ISL plays slow football, not pressing games like international games, still our players have displayed remarkable ball control skills in this game. When faced with pressure from the opposition, they don't resort to aimless kicking like they used to do few years back, but instead look for their nearby teammates and pass the ball and keep the possession. The off-the-ball movements and situation awareness of our players have also improved significantly. They take an extra 2 or 3 seconds, but they make precise pass even under pressure. This is new Indian team which has self-belief. Our players are operating as a cohesive unit, which is heartwarming to witness. They seamlessly transition from being pressed by the opponent to the stringing together quick passes and advancing towards the opponent's box. Have you ever seen this level of teamwork from our team before this match? We should take pride in their performance. The first goal we scored was a thing of beauty. A meticulously constructed team goal, especially impressive considering it came against a top-tier opponent who are ranked 29 above us in FIFA. Although the first penalty we considered was very unlucky, such occurrences are part and parcel of football and can happen with any player and any team. We should just forget it and move on. Anwar Ali. Oh man. Anwar Ali has established himself as a standout defender for our team. His performance in SAF, Intercontinental, Durand Cup and the match against Iraq have demonstrated his class. He excels in sliding tackles, protective tackles, timing his runs, anticipating plays, possesses a strong two-footed ability. His long pass exemplified by the accurate delivery is noteworthy. If he continues to improve at this rate, it could be a monumental asset for both him and our team. And I just hope and pray that he is scouted by some European clubs for their first division team. Just hope. We surely need one torchbearer for the floodgates for Indian players to open up in Europe and other international leagues. Another obvious player who was very busy against Iraq was Sahal. Sahal's performance has improved a lot after his association with Mohan Bagan. His proactive approach is evident and he has shown some promise and improvement in his shooting and passing accuracy. His assist to Mahesh for the first goal was a delight to watch. His composure in the final third and he can make any player of any country dance to his tune. While there is still room for growth and improvement, it's very clear that he's making good strides. After the controversial penalty decision and the equalizing goal to make it 2-2, it was natural for our team to experience a psychological setback. Fans to begin to feel disheartened. This phase was reminiscent of the AFC 2019 match against Bahrain, where we considered a penalty at the fag end of the game. However, it is important to recognize that our team is still in a process of improvement and it will take time for them to become mentally strong. We should take pride in their progress. Now coming to the second match against Lebanon. Both Lebanon and India are familiar with each other's strengths and weaknesses as we have played against each other more than once in this year. Our team played really good in the first half and dominated the game, but we were not able to score, and that's the thorn in our throat. Ultimately, Lebanon scored in the 77th minute and India were not able to level up. That's the end of the story. We already talked about Anwar and Sahal. Thapa, Akash, Jeakson and Mahesh also need special mention. They are the core of this team. Last year's ISL gifted Mahesh to the national team and we are indebted to East Bengal. He is indeed a player to watch and expect. Mahesh is very unselfish and true team player. Fans love his attitude and hope he assists more and scores more for Team India. We know Brandon had some unfortunate family incidents, but taking that aside, once a regular of Team India, today Brandon looks like a mismatch to this team. Brandon's pace and intensity is lower than most players in this team. Also, Brandon looks out of form and out of rhythm. Even his body language is not a confident one. I hate to speak against Brandon, but this is the harsh truth. We expect more from him. Suresh is very committed, but that is not enough. We need someone better than him in the midfield. He does not look settled and we also doubt his composure. He is good at closing in the players and snatching the ball, but we need someone who can also supply consistently. We need a genuine midfielder. Apua, who was the talk of the town till very recently, has lost all his sparks. If this continues, he may not even get the national team calls in future. Hope the lad buckles up and shows more maturity and intent in his games. Asique is a very good player, but whenever he runs with the ball in the opponent's box, there is no one from our team to support him. Most of the time, he is a lone player there and ultimately his sprint goes wasted. Does it mean other players are not able to cope up with his speed, or does it mean that Asique is not playing as per the plan? Someone needs to fix this issue soon. Personally, I would like to see Liston more regularly in the squad. He is the black horse. We need someone like Asique and Liston who can storm into the opponent's penalty box and force the opponent to make mistakes. The more frequently we visit the opponent's box, the more chances we create for ourselves. The moment Thapa, Sahal, Jeakson and Asique were substituted, our team played like a shadow of his own team. That is, we played like a B team. There was no spark, there was no spontaneity and there was no surprises. We cannot expect Sahal, Sunil, Jeakson, Thapa to play 90 minutes every game. But as soon as we substitute them, our game suffers and we become the same old Indian football team. Keeping wise, the overall result of King Cup was very disappointing and upsetting. We may blame the pitch, we may blame the management, we may even blame the referee. But at the end, the record books will say Team India were bottom team in 2023 Kings Cup. And our hunt for someone who can take Chhetri's legacy is still on and looks like that shoe will never get filled in near future. This Kings Cup match holds great significance for Indian football and our focus should remain on continuous improvement. Another good thing about Indian football is we now have fans and supporters community who keep the Indian football news in limelight. Even when the mainstream media still ignores football and progress of football, we have many dedicated football news channels in various social media platforms which keeps the news flowing and fans are being updated some way or the other. These days, we get before match reviews, watch along and after match discussion in social media for football. This used to happen for other sports, not for football. Now the trend has started and that's a good sign. And these buzz help the football in India. As fans, we need to keep promoting football and football players in India some way or the other. In conclusion, let's rally behind this team. Our progress from fearing humiliation against high-ranking team to feeling disappointed about not winning the match is a testament to our growth and progress. We should remain hopeful and continue working towards improvement. Well done, boys. The whole country is very proud of your performance. If you like unpopular opinions from Indian football news, life in USA and Bharat updates, please consider following me at Engineer Shrestha. Jai Hind.